I'm so happy that you all joined us for this important part two of uh, building transformative relationships. Let's take a deeper look at each of the elements in developmental relationships and with the use of tribal values. The first one that I would like to talk about today is express care. And this is the show me that I matter to you. This will look different for every person within different cultures and in even within different classrooms and programs. All elements are important in creating developmental relationships, though the strongest message that I've received from youth and many are now adults, as well as their families, is that I showed them that I cared. I do not hesitate to tell them how important they are. I take moments to express ways in which they are important. I reflect their world to them so that they can see for themselves where they are valuable, important, and needed. The most powerful message that I've received is I'm alive. I am who I am because you cared, because you showed me that I mattered to the world. I show youth that I care, not just by knowing their name, but getting to know them as a person. What is their story? What is their history? What does this youth care about, and what interests them? What are their hobbies and musics that they like to listen to and shows that they like to watch? I find that I'm old enough now that I often have no idea what they're talking about when they share what they're into. But this provides me a great opportunity to use our value of humor. And it puts them in the position of expert and teach this old dog a thing or two. This takes time. Building relationship takes time. It's the value of patience when working with individuals who have been traumatized because it takes effort. How do I find the time when I have dozens of other important things to complete? Well, I work relationship building into the activities, into the curriculum, and I make it fun so that they want to share. This allows all of us to get to know one another, not just staff knowing our students and our students knowing, but our students knowing each other on a deeper level. This is powerful for building transformative relationships. I remind myself this is important time. This moment we will not get back. And I give this time my attention. This moment could mean everything to this person. Then I lean in and I listen to understand. All of our children need this. Children who have been traumatized begin to heal when they learn they matter in the world to you. I'd like to move on to challenging growth. And this is when youth are asking us to push me to get better. People, especially children, we live up to your expectations that are set for us. If you expect children to fail or behave badly, they will. If you expect them to try and succeed while offering the grace to fail and try again, they will. In the Navigators program, we set our expectations with our youth. Every youth not only rises to these expectations, but they exceed them. They put effort into monitoring their own behavior and holding one another accountable. This doesn't mean that they have perfect behavior. Rather, they put effort into exceeding our expectations. They work to grow, learn, and are excited to share their triumphs with us. Why? Because we are excited and thrilled when they do. We celebrate not only the story and the effort, but then their accomplishments. As a young Native student growing up in Southeast Alaska in the school districts, I often encountered teachers who were unable to see past the traumas that I was experiencing and displaying at school. They did not take time to learn about my current life experiences and what my family historically endured to help me attend school every day. It was these teachers that I had negative memories that also included re-traumatization by some. I was fortunate, though, to encounter a few special teachers who took time to learn who I was and saw my potential. These individuals raised the bar to which they have happily watched me succeed. These are the tasty moments that we savor. Another really important element is provide support. Our youth are asking, help me complete tasks and achieve goals. In Alaska, we have a saying, give them a fish and they'll eat for a day, but teach them to fish and they'll eat for a lifetime. Achieving goals really is accumulation of completion of many tasks focused on that goal. Learning an individual's passion may not be an easy task, as they may be finding it themselves. But each of us have an idea of something that we want to do. That is a goal. Once we identify that goal, it's our job to provide support, guidance, direction, encouragement, and maybe even a little bit of training so that they can work to achieve that goal. This is not merely our job as educators, it is our job as human beings. This is a challenging element to dig into with students healing from trauma. Often these students have learned to take up as little space in the world as possible. And that means not necessarily striving for wants or goals. In my experience, I found learning a youth's desires, goals, and hopes, even projects, interests, come with a bit of trust, particularly for individuals who have been traumatized or experienced trauma. For having hope can create pain. Making goals when the world blows up from the trauma feels like nonsense. Work on a project at home with everything going on without resources or help. There's so many challenges in completing the task that teachers ask us to complete. Providing support is vital in providing trauma-informed care in the classroom.